Hello, Magic Muse. Welcome back to As Above, So Below. So today we're going to be chatting about how to find your coven or your magical folk. So this is a topic in the craft that is very personal, and you have to be ready to allow people into your magical space. And you also have to be willing to be open about receiving information from other like-minded people. So this is a totally personal preference. And again, you don't have to have a coven. You can be a solitary witch. But this video is going to be talking about how to meet your people, or how to know that you have found your people. So you can do this in many different ways. So I know for me and my area, we have a local pagan group. I didn't find my people through that, but I know that that is a big resource for practicing pagans, practicing witches, and just other like-minded magical people. So that is a great way to meet and network people if you have a group like that in your area. You can also find them online on, again, Facebook groups, and you can have a coven in a circle online. I know for me and my people, we gather for the new moons, and I'm actually holding a new moon ritual in Pisces tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. And we are going to be activating and amplifying our psychic abilities. And we're going to be doing a meditation, and we're going to be working with tarot and all of the ways. So if that interests you, the link for it is in the description box below. And I open the floor to everybody at the end to share their experience if they want to share, or just to connect with everybody. And we're starting to build a network of people who are regular in this circle. And it feels so good to meet with your people, the people who get it, the people who know that it's not too woo-woo, or who believe in manifestation, who believe in asking the trees for permission to pick a flower, whatever, but there's something to be said about feeling at home in a space. And that also brings me to a topic of, you can be around people with the same beliefs and you may not feel at home with them. So this is where discernment comes in. And discernment is a muscle that you've got to work, just like intuition. And knowing what personality traits you vibe with, what people you want to attract. So I would challenge you to write down the type of people that you want to attract in your life. And this can be magical people. This can be, people with open hearts, compassion, empathy, write down those types of people that you want to bring into your field, because spirit will also help work with you on that. Your guides, and that also is another thing, is deities. So whoever you're working with, your guides, that says a lot about your path, and also about the people who you may want to bring in. So you can ask, if you feel comfortable with the person, what deities do you work with? What animals do you work with? You can glean a lot of insight from somebody based on their totem animal or their deities, guides, spirit, whatever. So I know for me, I have a lot of magical people who know me because I go out to markets. I have candles and sprays, and I have my own business that I put out there, and people know me as the witch. They come and they know what I do. They know what I'm about. And that has grown over the years. And now I'm holding sacred circles. But that it wasn't that way for the longest time. I remember when I first started out, I was like, where do I meet these people? So I just want you to know that it's not going to happen all at once. It's not going to happen overnight. And the more that you put yourself out there, the more people are going to come to you. And again, with me and my coven, we get together on the Sabbats. We know that, around the turning of the seasons, the turning of the cycles, we all get together and we're pretty consistent about that. We usually miss about one or two per season. Usually that is in bulk, which I see as, I feel like it's more of a personal Sabbath, solitary, or lunacid or lamas, which is in the middle of summer. So, again, if there's any sort of Sabbats that are being celebrated or esbets, so moon circles, get in on that. You find your witchy tribe by being open. And again, you're going to meet people from all walks of life. You're going to meet witches, you're going to meet pagans, you're going to meet druids or neo-pagans or, Norse pagans. There's so many different sects of this path that people subscribe to. And I think it's best for you to be solid in your craft. And again, you are not going to know everything about every path, and that's okay. Just because one person practices this way doesn't mean that it's the same across the board. You can be very Hellenistic, or you have Greek pantheon, and then somebody else works with Celtic, and I think that's such a beautiful thing about the craft, is that you get to learn from other people. You get to learn from like-minded people about their path, their upbringing, their understanding, and ancestors play a big role in that too. So if you connect with your ancestors, you can look and see, where your people come from, and possibly dive on that craft or that route, and then look for, that same type of circle. So there's a lot of different ways if you're looking for community, but I have really found that practicing solitarily first was really beneficial, and it helped me because I also was able to sit with my own energy and build my own connections with my guides, my tools, my intuition. So don't think that just because you haven't found a coven or you haven't found people that they're not out there, or that you will never find them, because you will if you want to. And there's more of us out there than you think. A lot of us are out in grocery store, witches live normal lives too. But it's really about finding you first, finding what you want out of a sacred circle. And some circles may be more traditional. They may be more Alexandrian or Gardnerian, or they may open a circle a certain way. And some may be a little bit more loose and more intuitive. So ours is kind of a blend of both. I would say more so intuitive than structure, but we do have, a way that we walk around the circle, and then we have a way of closing down the circle and calling in the elements and the guides. And we have a way of conducting our Sabbats because we've done it for years now. So we have that structure already lined in. So, but again, be open to meeting other people if that is what you want. Because there's a lot of insight to glean, and there's something so magical about meeting those people who have similar beliefs as you, meeting people who believe in magic, and meeting people who are at one with nature, at one with the earth. That is something that I know I have never felt in church. And there's that same thread of magic that runs in your veins as somebody else. It's something so magical. So when you get to that point, if you do want a coven, I would definitely encourage it. But again, it has to be right for you. Your magic is your own. So, all right, witchies, if this has helped you, please like, share, subscribe. And again, if you want to join the ritual tonight, I would love to see you there with my amazing, open-hearted, compassionate people. So you are welcome to join if that suits you. So I would love to see you there. Blessed be. Bye.